Somewhere between the seconds you ignore, a doorway opens, and if you listen closely, you'll hear your future calling back to you.
There is a hidden doorway between the life you're living and the life that's trying to find you. Most people walk past this doorway every single day, distracted by routine, convinced that life is linear, that change must be slow, earned, or painful. But what if that's the biggest illusion of all? What if your entire reality, your job, your relationships, your sense of self, isn't fixed at all, but suspended like a film strip of possible versions of you, playing out in parallel timelines? Now here's the twist. You can switch the reel. And it doesn't take years of work. It takes 7 days. But not just any 7. These are sacred, structured, deliberate. A timeline shift is not a manifestation wish. It's a frequency migration. And it begins the moment you stop reacting and start tuning. Let me show you the ritual they never told you about. Day 1, reality detox. If you want to jump timelines, you first have to exit the one you're trapped in. That means on day 1, your only task is stillness. Not silence, not emptiness, but stillness with precision. Because the current version of you is being held together by repeated behaviors, emotions, and thoughts, like static glue. So today you begin to interrupt that loop. Here's the rule: no input after sunrise. Don't check your phone. Don't scroll. Don't listen to music. Instead, observe. Be the awareness behind the character, the observer of your automatic reactions. What? Because quantum jumping is not about creating a new reality, it's about collapsing the wave function of infinite possibilities into one clear dominant frequency. This principle is rooted in the observer effect, a phenomenon in quantum physics where particles behave differently when they're being watched. What that means spiritually is this: what you see with consciousness, you stabilize. What you watch without judgment, you transmute. So if you want to exit your timeline, you must stop feeding it with unconscious energy. Instead of reaching for stimulation, sit and watch your thoughts like a scientist. Don't identify with them. Just observe. When emotion comes up, name it like weather. There's frustration. There's loneliness. And let it pass. This disrupts the momentum of your current timeline and begins to dissolve the old version of you. The myth of linear time. You've been taught that life is a straight path, that change is incremental. But ancient mystics, Tibetan Buddhists, and even modern researchers like Dr. Fred Alan Wolfe and Nassim Haramein say otherwise. Time, they argue, is not a line but a field, one you're constantly weaving with your choices and attention. Each choice becomes a fork, each belief a magnet pulling you toward one version of Earth over another. So when you commit to 7 days of energetic recalibration, what you're really doing is shifting which version of Earth you land on. This isn't fantasy. It's physics wrapped in ritual. The ritual begins. After your day of stillness, as night falls, light a candle. Not for the ritual's sake, but for your focus. Light has been used for thousands of years to anchor intention. In Kabbalistic mysticism, a single flame represents the bridge between seen and unseen. Stare into the flame for 3 minutes. Breathe slowly. And ask yourself one question. If I had already shifted into the version of me who lives with clarity, peace, and alignment, what would I be feeling right now? Then feel it. Even if it's only 5%. Even if you have to pretend. Because the quantum field doesn't speak English. It speaks frequency. And every time you enter the emotional signature of your new timeline, even briefly, you begin to make it real. You are entangling yourself with that version of you. The observer effect meets mirror neurons, and the future begins to bleed into the present. A warning and a promise. You might feel resistance today. That's not a sign it's not working. That's a sign the old frequency is panicking. Because for the first time, you're not unconsciously repeating it. You're watching it. And when you watch long enough, it begins to dissolve. Most people stop here. They get uncomfortable. They crave distraction. But you won't. You came to shift timelines, not decorate the old one. Day 1 is the unraveling. Tomorrow we begin the reconstruction. By now, the static of your old timeline has started to loosen. You may feel disoriented, emotional, even a little empty. That's the space in between stories. The threshold between the version of you that was maintained by unconscious loops and the one you're about to call forward. Days 2 through 4 are not about waiting. They're about constructing a signal so strong, the quantum field can't ignore it. Here's how. Day 2. Claim your signature frequency. Every reality you could ever live already exists. The question is, which one are you tuned to? Today is about identifying the emotional code of the timeline you're trying to access. Not the material things, not the manifestations, but the feeling tone of that reality. Because the field doesn't respond to what you say, it responds to what you broadcast. Close your eyes. Picture yourself already living inside the life you desire, but don't visualize the house, the car, the money. Instead, tune into the internal state that version of you wakes up with. Is it peace? Creative fire? Unshakable safety? Playfulness? Sovereignty? Name it. Write it down. That is your signature frequency. Now, anchor it into your nervous system. Throughout the day, perform 3 short rituals to amplify that feeling. Breath ritual, 5 minutes, breathe in for 4, hold for 7, exhale for 8. Do this while repeating your frequency words silently in your mind. Touch ritual. Choose a small object, a ring, a bracelet, a stone. Every time you touch it, return to your signature emotion. Let your body associate the object with the new timeline. Sound ritual. Play a single song or soundscape that evokes this feeling. Once in the morning, once before bed. The repetition wires it in. You're not asking the universe for anything. You're becoming unmistakable in your vibration. Day 3. Disrupt the field with contradiction. The quantum field responds not just to energy, but to patterns. And today you break them. What does that mean? You must do something entirely uncharacteristic of the version of you you're trying to leave behind. If the old you procrastinates, today you take bold action. If the old you avoids discomfort, today you step into it. If the old you stays quiet, today you speak up. This is what Neville Goddard called living from the end. But this isn't just psychological. According to Dr. Joe Dispenza, when you act as if and introduce novel emotional experiences, you create new neural pathways and disrupt your electromagnetic field, opening portals to different realities. So don't just journal or meditate today. Be different. Do different. Act like someone who woke up in a better timeline this morning and simply hasn't realized it yet. Even if it feels awkward. Especially if it feels awkward. Awkward is the sound of a timeline breaking open. Day 4. Collapse the old story. Today we go deeper. You've been generating a new signal, but that signal will always compete with your subconscious programming if you don't confront it. So we dig. Take out a blank page and title it, The Story I No Longer Choose. Now write out, raw, unfiltered, the internal narrative that's been shaping your current timeline. It may sound like, things never work out for me. If I speak up, I'll be abandoned. Money comes with stress. I always sabotage myself. Don't sugarcoat it. This is the virus in your code. Expose it. Now read it aloud. Then burn it. Literally. Fire ritual is ancient. In every spiritual lineage, from the Vedas to Celtic Druidry, fire was seen as a portal of purification. When you burn a story, you symbolically release its energetic grip on your subconscious. But don't stop there. On a fresh page, write, The frequency I now embody. Describe your new emotional home, your new identity. Don't focus on things or achievements. Focus on who you're being. This isn't fantasy. This is reprogramming. And each word becomes an instruction to the field, a moment of calibration. By day 4, something subtle shifts. The air feels different. Your body starts reacting to old triggers with less intensity. You feel moments of spontaneous calm, joy, or insight. This isn't coincidence. It's coherence. You're no longer a byproduct of your past. You're becoming an instruction to your future. And your old timeline is beginning to lose its grip. But we're not done. Next, we anchor the shift and make it irreversible. If you've made it this far, something in you already knows. You are not here to chase reality. You are here to shape it. The quantum field is listening. The veil between timelines is now thin. But if you don't stabilize the shift, the pull of your old identity will reclaim you like gravity. These final 3 days are sacred. They are about locking in the new signal so deeply that your entire external world begins to rearrange. Let's begin. Day 5. Collapse time with decision. Reality doesn't change when you hope or wait. It changes the moment you decide. Decision is a quantum act. When you fully decide that a new version of you exists, and that you are now it, you collapse all other probabilities into alignment. So today's ritual is deceptively simple. You will write a declaration of identity, but not as a wish, as an irreversible truth. Write it like this: I am the one who, from this moment forward, my timeline is now defined by. Make it visceral. Embody the tone of someone who has nothing left to prove because the shift is already complete. Speak it aloud in front of a mirror. Let your voice anchor the timeline. Repeat this declaration morning and night. Say it until your body believes it more than your mind doubts it. Day 6. Create a physical anchor. The quantum field loves ritual, but the body loves symbols. Tangible reminders that something has shifted, something irreversible. So today you create a physical anchor for your new timeline. This could be wearing a specific color that embodies your frequency, rearranging your space to reflect your new identity, creating a small altar with items that represent your shift, or even changing a password to reflect your new vibration. Yes, even that. The purpose? To train your nervous system to associate this physical world with the new timeline you've chosen. No more waiting for proof. You become the proof. You stop asking, when will I see the results? And start living like someone who already has. Day 7. Quantum confirmation. The final day. This is when the field begins to respond. But it won't always show up as instant money or a call from your soulmate. Sometimes it arrives in whispers. A strange synchronicity. A person saying something that feels like a message. An urge to do something unplanned yet powerful. Today is about receiving confirmation from the quantum field that the shift is real. Your job? Be present. Observe. Journal. Ask, what is already rearranging? And remember, the field doesn't speak in language. It speaks in mirrors, in frequency echoes, in small signs that multiply as you stay in alignment. So if a door closes, thank it. You're being rerouted. If an opportunity appears, receive it. If nothing seems to happen, still thank it. That silence is often the sound of your old identity dissolving. Today, walk through your life as if the new timeline has already taken hold. Because by now, it has. A closing transmission. In just 7 days, you've done what most never even attempt. You've shifted timelines not through hustle, but through frequency. Not through control, but through choice. This isn't the end. It's a recalibration point. You can return to this process anytime the world starts feeling heavy, foggy, or misaligned. Because now you know, reality doesn't just happen to you. You are the axis it bends around. If this video opens something inside you, subscribe. There's so much more waiting to be unlocked, and you're not meant to do this alone. And if you're ready to go even deeper, to understand the ancient, suppressed mechanics behind how your consciousness shapes reality, then explore the banned book, The Forbidden Laws of Reality Reimagined by Kalen Jr. It's a transmission disguised as a book, a blueprint for remembering who you are, hidden in plain sight. You'll find the link in the comments. Until next time, walk like the timeline has already shifted, because it has, and it's watching to see what you'll do next.